you live in a neighborhood like this, you're fighting like a warrior for your kids. My parents have friends over, and my dad was gonna go buy una sopa de camarones, which is shrimp soup. And I was like, I wanna whatchamacallit, which is a candy bar that's random. And I think I was mad at him and I didn't kiss him goodbye. I was mad at him for leaving because I didn't want him to go. And he was killed in his car. Someone shot him in the head. Yeah, he never came back. That was it. Never found out who killed him. My mom was now left alone to raise 4 children, $0, no education. I think in some ways, gun violence is worse now because it's so easy to obtain a weapon. And that's why parents keep their kids home. They just are so afraid.
When I first came and people first started talking about gun violence, it was so normal, people being shot and killed. So I interviewed 200 people in the neighborhood. After 3 years of seeing everybody in the room raise their hand because they had experienced gun violence, it became normal to me. I don't think that's just here. I think that's in many places in the US. And that was very shocking to me. And I became very interested in the effects of gun violence and tracing the bullet. So what happens when a shot is fired and all the people along the way who experienced that trauma, the families, the trauma surgeons, the people who entered the trauma data at Lincoln Hospital. There are many different ways for people to talk about memory. They can either make an object or donate an object, or we can photograph an object that's meaningful to them. And from those objects, people told their stories.
He left my house at 6 o'clock.
Loving member in a family, and now all of a sudden, all of that has changed.
And I never knew who was coming through those back doors.
Bullets that go straight through the aorta, colon, liver.
Kids are desensitized to gun violence. There's so much online, so much on YouTube on their video games that I don't think they fully get how real it is. I think that Kate's project, it forces you to think about these things. I haven't been asked about my father's death and how him being killed affected him since I was a child. And it just reminded me and made me hypersensitive to my kids and what they're going through. To accept that this is what's in the community, it's more about awareness, intention, and change. It forces you to have a conversation. They put together a march, they made signs, wrote speeches, they made raps about this, and we marched all over the neighborhood. So many people were impacted by their march. People left the building and joined us. People cried. It was so incredible to see 12-year-olds so passionate about this. I think this generation they want it. They want this change. I'm proud of them.
It's not just that moment of whatever happens. There isn't a lot of support for after trauma, for people who have post-traumatic stress. I think that my focus was really to have people, give people a place where their stories could be contained. It's also important for people who aren't in the neighborhood to hear these stories. So much has been taken away from people. To have something that actually happens it's wonderful.